Hey folks, one more video for today. I'm actually gonna go, once the shower's free, if it's taken when I finish this video, whatever, but I'm gonna go and head back to the engineering building because, I was reading a bit of 33 Strategies of War and reading the next law, and these kinds of things like trigger, in a good sense, thoughts in my mind, but I'm gonna go back there, and assuming the building's open, assuming people are in the room, etc. I'm gonna go there, and whether she is there, or he is there, or they are there themselves, doesn't matter. I'm gonna go there and I'm gonna study, because I was reading strategy number 3. It's about like keeping a presence of mind, that sort of deal. I realized that, and you'll see in my other videos I have on here that I recorded today. I realized that by freaking out and telling that other guy, that mutual friend, that, oh, that's it, I'm ghosting, I should disappear off the face of the earth, I'm gonna, I'm not gonna go to that room anymore, or whatever, and making that decision in my mind, that I was, and have been doing essentially the same things, same kind of way of thinking, decision making, all that kind of stuff that got me into the situation to begin with. Reacting to something like that in an overly emotional manner, losing my cool, freaking out, oh, hope is lost, we're sinking, we have too many holes in our ship, taking on water, we're going down, folks, we're going down, game over, man, game over, like that kind of mentality. And again, whether or not things go one way or another, I know I'm gonna guarantee myself failure with the girlfriend, with this girl, with life, if I freak out like that, lose my cool, and just like go off the deep end, and I've got to overcome that obstacle, because if I don't, I'm gonna have more and more and more things haunting me. It's like last semester, after I got that message that I was on probation and I had to go take that, you've been a bad student class, and was just I got down in the dumps, and it was right at that time when the girl was still interested in me. She would have gone out on a date with me. I was going through basically a breakup with the girlfriend, a long drawn out breakup at that, but I could have, if I had kept my cool and really seen things as they were, I could have gone, and that's one of the things that really kills me about all that, it's like a knife in the heart, and I could have gone and pursued things, and maybe stuff would have gone differently, but whatever I have to salvage, I have to salvage, and that's not going to happen. Again, it's not going to happen if I just, screw this, it's all over, and I just disappear off the face of the earth. Because I did that last time, that left open this huge gap that guy could just waltz on into, and take her, and, it'd be the same thing if I did that with the girlfriend, I had some, argument with her and just said, screw this, I'm deleting my Facebook, it's over, it's over, it's over, same situation would occur, and with her being all the thousands of miles away from me, and only one way of contact, if I did that, that'll be it, for the relationship. And really need to stop acting like that. It's hard, it's difficult, when you're confronted by something like that, because you feel overwhelmed, you feel like you can't handle it, like you're not man enough. That obviously she's chosen him and she's giving it up to him, and etc., 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 and you just start going to this downward spiral of thinking that, kind of like the whole sex deal. 95% of men have sex outside of marriage, 97% of women have sex outside of marriage, premarital sex, all that sort of stuff, and you're thinking like, what's the likelihood that she's in that 3% of all women who don't do that kind of stuff? And if she is, well, she could easily go from that 3% to the 97%, and thinking of the odds being what they are, and assuming that nobody else in the world has the kind of self-control you have, or the kind of goals in life you have, and just this sort of downward spell of negativity, negative self-talk, negativity about everything. And it's difficult. It's really, really difficult, but it's going to be extremely uncomfortable if I go there and they are there, but it's just like, it's like if you want to take a certain, sample of steel and you want to harden it, you want to strengthen it, you can use heat treatment, you can use um, like a sort of pressure treatment of sorts where you hit the steel and you kind of pound it together and you get rid of vacancies in the actual structure of the material. But that's a lot of heat and pressure. It's like the metaphor of life that I have to go and overcome this kind of stuff. I have to get a grip on myself because my actions right now are merely just, it's more confirming the negative opinion that presumably exists of me amongst certain people that, that Askesis is mentally unstable, he's crazy, he's weird, he can't handle things, he he's not man enough, he's this, he's that, he's flighty, he's easily scared off and creeped out and yada yada yada, and again, the more I do that, the more it confirms things, the more it makes it into a reality that, it's like you say, like you're not going to get the girl, I'm not going to get the girl, I'm not going to get the girl, and guess what? You end up not getting the girl, or I'm going to fail that class, I'm going to fail that class, I'm going to fail that class, and you end up, guess what? Failing the class. I'm not going to get the job, I'm not going to get the job, I'm not going to get the job, and you don't get the job, you just kind of program that stuff into your own head, and then you manifest it through your actions, which then lead to those results, and that's like, a negative form of magic against yourself. Um, Magic being the art and science of causing changing conformity with your will. And if your will is screwed up, then the change you see is going to be the change you don't want, that you really don't want. And all because of like really, really poor beliefs. So I'm packing myself stuff up. I'm gonna take a shower, change it to some actual regular clothes, and then I'm gonna head over to there, and may my strength be with me if they are there, and if they're not, well, all for the better, because I need to just get through that sort of awkwardness, that feeling creeped out, that feeling bad about seeing her being around her, seeing him being around him, seeing them together, and all that kind of stuff. And I need to let it be at that, because like I said, whether it's this girl or another girl, my girlfriend, whatever the case may be, if I keep on repeating this pattern of behavior, my life is going to continue to suck. And it's the same thing for the rest of us. It's like Nofap. Like I don't want to be fapping the rest of my life. I don't want to be watching video of other people having what appears to be passionate, pleasurable sex. I want to get over that hurdle to the point that I'm a married man, I have kids, I have a loving wife who's committed to me, all that kind of stuff, and our marriage life is good or great, our sex life is good or great, it's something that I want, that I need, because, so much of what I've done in my life has been me trying to just cope with not having that, and, you can get through that sort of stuff, you can get through it, you can survive, you can live without it, or rather you can exist without it, you can exist without that sort of stuff, that sort of fulfillment, but you really can't live without it, I feel. And like I said, if I don't get over this freaking hurdle that I have, this sort of, oh no, she's with some other guy, I'm screwed, it's over, or, oh no, my girlfriend, I had an argument, we're screwed, it's over, like, like with the girlfriend, I've learned to handle this sorts of things, I've learned to handle her, freaking out, or losing her cool, or having a bad day, or whatever the case may be, I've learned to, like, stay cool, calm, and collected with that kind of stuff. I've got to do that in other areas of my life, it's like even stuff like, it's like I may end up having female colleagues and coworkers, at an engineering firm, what am I going to do if they're having one of those days? Am I going to go, oh, screw this, it's all over, screw you, and that sort of deal, or am I going to stay calm and collected, Because if I do the freak out, then it's like, it's not a matter of, romance or relationships, it's a matter of, like, I could lose my job, or get demoted, or just be put in that sort of category of, oh, he's that guy. Yeah, he's the weird guy over at the workplace. Put him in that corner and restrict as much, restrict him as much as you can, and avoid him as much as you can, because he's just a management nightmare. And I don't want to be that guy. So I really got to get over this stuff. Once again, whether or not things do change for the better or worse, and even if you were talking about from a perspective of whether I was pursuing friendship with her or I was wanting romance, assuming that the thing with my current girlfriend didn't work out, the reality is things need to happen to cause her to go, maybe I misjudged him. Maybe he isn't a creep or a weirdo, Maybe I can be friends with him. Maybe we can talk, Maybe, break up with the guy I'm with now, maybe I'll date him, or something like that. It's like the opinion has to be changed, and that can only change if I change my behavior and I don't act all overly emotional, creepy, creeped out, antisocial, things of that nature. And I know right now it's like I couldn't even like go up to her and just have a chit chat with her, person to person, friend to friend. I can't do that. That's just because of the effects of past actions, and I have to work with that kind of stuff, and it sucks, but it is what it is, And this could be like with anybody else, like I've had friends from like the last year who I burned bridges with. I think I've talked about it in the past. I burned bridges with them. Some of them were willing to kind of take me back as a friend, very easily. They didn't have an issue with it. Others are still not talking to me, but then there are the ones in the third category in between those two extremes who they took some time to warm up to me, but once I, eased back and I started going to that building, the engineering building, going to that room, studying, being serious about things, and showing that I was committed and I wasn't, so flighty and easily defeated and whatnot. Like, they started talking to me, they started being social with me, and it's become less and less awkward between me and those dudes, and we become, once again, at the very least acquaintances. Maybe not like best friends, but you become positively acquainted once more, and if that's anything of a lesson right there, that means that, changing my behavior, getting over those hurdles, and controlling myself, my emotional state, because I know if I go there and I see her there, especially if I see her being all, lovey-dovey with him, it's going to trigger some emotional reactions. I know that, I know it's going to happen. But given that I spent some time processing things, and I know what's up and what has to be done, and the fact that reacting like, oh my god, they're there together, oh my god, I can't handle, oh, I need to go home now because I can't handle this, like, being like that is just like no, like, it's just, it doesn't actually get me through that stuff. It doesn't get me to a state of calmness and placidness and focusedness where things don't affect me and don't attach themselves to me and drag me down. It just brings me back here literally to where I'm sitting in my chair or laying in bed, and I'm just thinking again and again and again and again and again about her and him and them together, and it just becomes this obsession, and it's the kind of thing that leads me to putting out content that isn't necessarily that helpful, and I guess loses me some subscribers or so. So you can kind of see the negativity there that drives people away, because people want to be around someone who's positive, uplifting, and has his act together, or her act together, Um, so anyways, that's what I'm gonna go do, and I'll do a sort of a post hoc analysis in case well, whether or not they're there, I'm just gonna go and do that and be like, there. By the way, I did get one of the exam review problems finished. I did go and do that. I do have some questions still from that, and if I run into some of the folks there who were in my class last semester and passed, I'm definitely going to ask them some of those questions, because there's some stuff about like drawing the temperature profile for a system and then determining where the heat transfer is the greatest and the least, and some other question at the end of it. But you know, I've paid far more attention to this class this semester, and have essentially like used her methods far more, which is really where you're supposed to go off of, because she'll throw homework problems at us, and that's the book's method. But then when you go into the exam, it's like her method. Were you paying attention in class? Do you take clear notes? Did you ask all the questions that you had and got the answers from her? Because she's looking at it more from a broad design approach. Like if you're looking at a system that has these characteristics, how is it going to act under these conditions, as opposed to, this value is given to you and that value is given to you. Calculate this other value. For the most part, that's kind of what she's going at it from, and that's like the general sort of engineering perspective of design, a design-based approach, as opposed to just numerical stuff, which can change from time to time, place to place, all that kind of stuff. So, anywho, those are my plans, and I really need to get onto that. So, I'm going to end this recording now and just hope that I can overcome those hurdles, because that is what is necessary in order for me to actually, get over these problems in my life and stop repeating these bloody behaviors that then lead me down the path to PMO, to try to cope with all the negative feelings of me screwing up with girls or relationships or life. Anywho, sorry to end on that negative note, I guess, in a sense. See you folks around. Take it easy. Bye.